Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Wrestling Man's Wrestling Show. I am your host, Billy Ankovi. This is episode number 74, and today I am covering the WWE Draft. I am giving my predictions, my analysis, who I think is going to go where and why. This is the place. This is going to be the most covered place for the prediction of the draft that you'll see anywhere else on the internet right here today. Now I'm going to get started and I'm going to explain what I did. What I've done is I've taken all the superstars of the WWE, and what I did, I know they said that nobody is safe, everybody's up for grabs. But what I've done is I've crossed out all the people that are in the upcoming Night of Champions pay-per-view. All the champions and all the challengers. Those guys on my board are off. They're off my paper. They're not going to be a partake in this. They are free. Those people will not get drafted. So what I did was I picked. I had no limit. I picked whoever I wanted and where they were going to go, and I'll give you my reasons why. And I'm going to start off with Raw. Of all the brands, Raw was the easiest one for me to decide who was going to go where, because they do have the most wrestlers on their show than any other. And of the wrestlers, I took 7 of them off of Raw. The following wrestlers I selected will be going to SmackDown, I think. Ashley, Brian Kendrick, Carlito, Trevor Murdoch, and Umaga, and I'll give you my reasons why. The first one is Ashley. The reason why I have Ashley going to SmackDown is because of the new Divas title and the Diva division on SmackDown, and I really think that the Diva division is going to need somebody who, has been center of attention for a while. Ashley's perfect. She was on the cover of Playboy. She was on Survivor. She's been in the last 2 WrestleManias. She may not be the best female wrestler on SmackDown, but I think she's a good fit for the Divas division, and I think this is someone who, if you put the title on her, they could revolve around saying that Ashley and the Diva title are meant to be together. Okay, Brian Kendrick I have going to SmackDown, and if you haven't seen his stuff in the Indies, Brian Kendrick, Spanky, whoever you want to call him, is a very good worker as far as singles competition goes. Now, don't get me wrong, I love London and Kendrick as a tag team, but I feel that it's time for them to split up. It's time for them to go on their own. Kendrick, I think, would be very good on SmackDown. I think he could have a very good run going for the United States heavyweight title. I don't necessarily see him going for the world heavyweight title, but I see him necessarily going for the United States title. Carlito, I've read the rumors. Carlito's going to go to SmackDown, so I'm making the move. Carlito goes to SmackDown. Plus, I think with Santino Marella, Santino will stay on Raw, and I think Santino, who is so doggone good on the microphone, can be by himself. He can cut his own promo. He can do his own thing. Santino's fine. Carlito can go to SmackDown. He could be another person in the junior heavyweight division. Or not the junior heavyweight, I mean the United States division. Pardon me. Now, Trevor Murdoch. I know this is somewhat of a surprise, but I'll explain myself on this. Jillian is the singer on Raw. You don't need 2 wrestlers that can sing. Well, claim that they can sing on Raw. Jillian is that person. You keep Jillian on there. And then Lance Cade, pretty much last Monday, saved himself a spot on Raw with the storyline with Chris Jericho. And Trevor Murdoch, the only way he's going to be able to do anything is if you put him on a new brand, on a new show. SmackDown is perfect for him. And then Umaga, that's been rumored for a long time. Now's the time to make the move. He could be a very good threat for the heavyweight title. Why not have a story with Edge? I think that would be a fantastic storyline. I don't know if it'll come up with great matches, but it would be a fantastic storyline. And then for ECW, I only had two, but they're very two good wrestlers, I think, that will go from Raw to ECW. Paul London and Super Crazy. Now, the reason why I picked Paul London was because he fits the original ECW style. High flyer, risk taker, doesn't care for his body. He's an individual who, if you put on his own, he's like Kendrick. If you put him on his own, he's bound for greatness. And Paul London, if they do this the right way, could push him to the ECW title. You can make him another underdog. Make him like Mikey Whipwreck. Make him like Colin Delaney. That would just be fantastic. I'd like to see some gold on Paul London again. And then Super Crazy. Super Crazy is one of the last ECW originals that's still on WWE programming. Why not bring him home to ECW? Now, Super Crazy, I will admit, it was a tough decision for me. Put him on SmackDown or put him on ECW. If you put him on SmackDown, you could have a storyline where La Familia tries to bring him in as a member of the family, but he'd be lost in the shuffle of the roster. Even though there's not a lot, he'd still be lost. With ECW, I think he could get better exposure. I think he can have more time on the TV and hopefully have very good matches with what he's got. Okay, so that's my coverage of Raw. SmackDown's going to be next.